Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Rosario Borgesi. In this video, we will create a new plugin for Eliza that allow us to create AI agents that means NFTs. We will use Pinata to store our NFT metadata on IPFS, and as a blockchain, we will mint our NFTs on Base Sepolia, but this process can be replicated for any EVM-compatible blockchain like Ethereum mainnet, Base, Arbitrum, Optimism, and of course also in their testnets. So let's get started. Let's start with the project setup. First of all, we need to have, of course, an EVM-compatible wallet, in this case MetaMask. And we will also need to fund our wallet. We will use Base Sepolia. So it is a chain that is EVM compatible, so we could use MetaMask without any problems. Then we should clone the Eliza repo at this URL and get the last tag. So we get the last developments on the repo. Then we need also to rename the .temp.example file int.temp and setting the following variables: OpenAI API key, EVM private key, Ethereum provider Base Sepolia, Pinata JVT, and Pinata gateway URL. Of course, here we can also use Anthropic instead of OpenAI. And as for this environmental variable related to the private key, we could also name it in another way, but I'm using this naming convention so that it is compatible with the EVM plugin that allow us to transfer tokens, swap tokens, and bridge tokens. And the same goes here. We will use this naming convention because it is the naming convention of the EVM plugin. Then we have also to set up these two environmental variables which are related to Pinata that we will use to store the metadata of our NFT on IPFS. The next thing to do, of course, is to create a new character file or modify an existing one and provide this setting model provider OpenAI, because we are using OpenAI. If we plan to use Anthropic, we should put here Anthropic. Here in the character files, characters directory, you will find a bunch of characters that already been created by the team of Eliza. I have added this character here, Jack. As you can see here, I have provided this setting model provider OpenAI, and also I have provided some settings related to this character that will be basically an assistant that allow us to mint NFT. So accordingly, I have provided a bio, a lore, a knowledge, some message examples, and topics, and also here the style. It is enthusiastic, first person speech, creative, and charming. So it is a very basic character. You would also use one, of course, of these characters provided here, but you should provide here this setting OpenAI if you plan to use OpenAI. Now, the next thing to do is to deploy our ERC-721 smart contract. This is the smart contract that I have created. It is a basic ERC-721 that I have created with the OpenZeppelin wizard. You can find it by typing OpenZeppelin wizard. So here, for example, I have selected the ERC-721 mintable auto increment ID enumerable and URI storage. I have removed these ownable properties because it was easier to manage this smart contract without this property. And also I've added the name of the collection and symbol here. So it is a very, very simple ERC 721 smart contract that I have deployed here with Remix on Base Sepolia by means of my MetaMask wallet. So once we have done all this, the next thing to do is to add the custom plugin that we will create to mint NFT, our NFTs to the agent runtime. So it will be constituted by providers and evaluators basically, but in a plugin, as we will see, there could be also some actions. We will see the difference between these three interfaces. And then, of course, I have I have installed the Pinata dependency with pnpm on the folder in the folder agent because we will use Viem to interact with the smart contract, which is already provided inside the Eliza repository, but Pinata was not present. And then we will also see how to start the agent. But I would like to point out the basic components of an Eliza plugins, or at least give you an overview. So in the Eliza plugin, we can have three types of components. The action, which is something that an agent can do. For example, in the EVM plugin, there are actions to transfer tokens, swap tokens, bridge tokens, but it's not always executed. Then there are providers which inject data into the context, and this is executed by the agent before doing other operations. Then there are also another component, which is the evaluator. The evaluator represents the ability of the agent to reflect on itself. So it is used to perform some operation at the end of uh, of uh, mm, of the operations that an agent has performed. In our case, we have chosen to use the providers and evaluators because they allow us to create a loop. So the providers inject the information inside the context, and the evaluators at the end reflect on those information and do some operations. This is a pattern that has been explained better by Shaw. And for this, I suggest you to check out the AI agent dev school that you will find in the description, that has been made by Shaw, the founder of Eliza. There are four videos, especially in this fourth video. It is explained what we'll be doing today. So the pattern to extract information from the user and it replicates with the agent what a form does with a web application. So basically, we are extracting here, as we will see, the name and the description of our NFT along with the recipient to mint our NFT and then send it to the recipient, which is very similar to what we would do with a form provided by a web application, so a DApp. So in this case, we are using the AI agent as a replacement for a web application with a front end in React. This is basically the idea. Of course, if you want to learn more about this topic, I suggest you to go to the documentation of Eliza. Of course, they are explained in better detail the characters files, the agent providers, sections, and evaluators. But if you want to learn more how they work, I suggest you to check out the playlist that has been done by Show on YouTube. Here you can find also, this is the main page of Eliza. Of course, here it is explained more in depth how to start an Eliza project, and also it is the main page of Eliza. Here you can find also the documentation where to about Eliza, and also here you can find also the documentation about the plugin, or if you like, you can also check out my videos in the playlist AI Agent, where I explain how to add the plugins in your Eliza agent. So that said, let's go back to our repository. So in this case, in the agent repository, I have done some modifications. So the original of the agent was this one. As you can see here, it imports a lot of plugins here, because there are really a lot of plugins in Eliza. You can find them in the packages folder. It imports all of them, and if you go to the let's see if I can find agent runtime here. Okay, agent runtime, this is the object that it's related to creating a new agent runtime. So here it is where we configure our agent. As you can see here, it imports a bunch of plugins, which are a lot. I have removed all this part. Here, as you can see in our repository. So if we are go to agent runtime, okay, this one, as you can see here, it is I've removed all the plugins that we did not need. I only leave the bootstrap plugin, which is and the node plugin, which is necessary for the agent to start, and I have added my plugin, which is the plugin that I have implemented for this use case of minting NFT. This my plugin object is very simple. As you can see, there is the name, the description, the action is empty because we will not use any actions. And here I have provided the providers, which are these two providers that we will discuss now, and the evaluators. So here in the agent, in the src folder, you can find these two files where I have developed the evaluators and the providers. This is not an optimal way of creating a plugin, because theoretically you should create a new folder here in packages, but for the purpose of this video, to keep things simple, I have done this in this way. But you do not need to create a plugin object. You could also, for example, provide these two things here directly in the providers, and this thing here in the evaluators, and it would work the same. So here we will use the plugin interface, but it's not necessary. You could also use this one. And so let's check out what they do. So the provider is something that injects information in the context. The context, it is like chat GPT chat. So the whole chat of chat GPT that we do when we use chat GPT, it is or Claude, for example, or by Anthropic, it is our context. So this is an object that allows us to inject informations on the context that will be then used by the agent. Here, this pattern, if you want to learn more about, it is basically a pattern that extracts information from the user. So here, as you can see, adds a task for the agent. So here, extract all it is using the prompt. It is basically creating a prompt from to extract information from the user. Nothing special, and the information are basically this one. So the name, the description, and the recipient of the NFT. So this basically it is injecting each time that we call it by chatting with the agent this information inside the context. Then this is so this is to get the, as we said, the information, name, description, and the recipient of the NFT. So each time the field is missing, so it is recalled each time this provider. And then I have created another provider for when the NFT is minted to inject inside the context the transaction hash. But the main important thing is that the agent, when starts call this provider, when we ask him to mint a new NFT, and then it calls the evaluator. The evaluator, it is executed at the end after the provider to check if the agent has obtained all the information that we need. So as you can see here, it is also it is provided a prompt where it is specified the name, the description, and the recipient, and the agent should extract this information from the conversation. And so for each of these of the field, which are name, description, and recipient, it will always call in a loop this evaluator until the data is complete. So when the data is complete, we get inside this part. So this part is not this part is executed each time to get for, as we will see, the name, the recipient, and the description and the NFT, and until the agent has gathered all this information, this part here is not executed. Okay, once he gathers all the information that we need, he starts to firstly upload the JSON on Pinata here. So here I've created also this file, basically where we we use the Pinata SDK to upload our metadata to IPFS. So it firstly deploys the metadata, and then once the metadata have been deployed to IPFS, it calls the mint NFT function to mint the NFT. This is being defined here in this file Viem. As you can see here, this file, here we have the address of the smart contract that we have seen earlier in Remix. Here we are basically creating the API from this the function SafeMint that we have in our smart contract. And what it does, it basically here calls this mint NFT function that resolves the address. This is used if we provide an ENS. So, for example, if we want to send the NFT to Vitalik.it, it will resolve the address associated to Vitalik.it, and then it will call the write contract function of Viem. So we are basically calling the safe mint function by providing as arguments the address that we have gathered from the user, and the URI. This URI, it is the URI that comes when we deploy our JSON to Pinata, and then of course it means the transaction. So here at the end it means the transaction and basically logs this information. So after we have of course also in the cache manager we have added the hash of the transaction. We could also run this provider to provide to the user the URL of the transaction that has been minted. So this is the basic idea. If you want to run the agent, you have two possibilities. You can use either to start the agent before doing everything. You should install the dependencies and build the project. Then you can start the agent by typing npm start minus characters, the characters that you want, in this case Jack, and then start the client. Or otherwise, this client, it is a web application that allow us to chat with the agent, and it is exposed here at localhost 5173. Or otherwise, we could use npm run dev that does not only the start of the agent, but also does the install, the build of the project, the start of the agent, and also start the client. So these 4 operations are done, and of course it is used for the sake of for development purposes. Going back to our repository, we can start our application, so both the agent and the client, by typing npm run dev. As you can see, it is building the project, so maybe it is in this case it has done it really fast because it had nothing to build. But here, as you can see, it has also started the client. Here it says you can reach your application at 5173. Now also the agent has been exposed on the port 3000. So let's go to our agent here. Here, when you start, you should go here. Okay, you should choose to chat with the agent, which is Jack. Let's say, hi Jack, what's up? Hi there, I'm doing great. Just here and ready to dive into more NFT and blockchain adventure. How about you? Is there anything new or exciting on your mind, or any NFT project you'd like to start on? I'm eager to help you out. Let's write, I want to create a new NFT. I'm thrilled to help you create a new NFT. Could you please provide the name for this NFT, brief description, and the recipient Ethereum address? Once I have this display, I'll be all set to mint your NFT. As you can see, it already asks the name, the description, and the recipient of the Ethereum address. Let's just say how we want our NFT to be called. Let's say I want to create a new NFT called the Ferrari 488 GTB. Okay, great choice with the Ferrari 488 GTB. Now, could you please provide a brief description for this NFT and the recipient Ethereum address? Once you have these details, we'll be ready to mint your NFT masterpiece. As you can see, there is a loop. So this is what I was referring to before when I talked about the form. He will keep asking the user until he get all the information he needs to mint the NFT, which are the name, the description, and the recipient. So until it has gathered all the needed information, he will keep asking the user. So for example, he would say, if we say this is the description. Okay, so we are missing here the recipient. Okay, fantastic description. Now, could you please share the recipient Ethereum address? Okay, so now for example, we would like to send the NFT to vitalik.it. Okay, so let's see what happens here also while he is running. Okay, perfect. I'll proceed with minting your Ferrari 48 GTP NFT with the description you provide, and it will be sent to the address vitalik.it. This masterpiece of Vitalik engineering. Okay, as you can see here now, it has collected all the information, the name. I don't know why it prints it here, and the description and the recipient vitalik.it. It has uploaded the JSON to IPFS. It ends with 4SBoo. I should see it on Pinata. Um, Oh, 4SQ. So it should be this one because I have already, of course, tested in the previous days. So as you can see here, of course, in IPFS, if we have already uploaded a file, it does not upload the same file two times. So we already had the name and the description, so it has not uploaded it another time. So this is the correct metadata for our NFT. And here the NFT it is minted with the transaction hash. So this is the transaction hash of our um, of our transaction. Let's copy it. Okay. Now, if we go back to the chat, now we could type, can you give me the transaction hash? So it says the transaction hash ends with B1F, which is the same we had before. Okay, so it is right. So we could check the transaction. We could check the transaction. Maybe here the URL does not work very well. So let's go it. Let's go here. Okay, perfect. So it has been deployed 3 minutes ago. It is, we have called the safe mint function. There is a token transferred here. Number two, this is the account of Vitalik. We could check this here on the Etherscan. If we type vitalik.it, we can find that this is his address 045. So here it ends with 045. Of course, the transaction fee are very low, and this is the base scan, Sepolia base scan. So it seems that it has been minted correctly. This is the token ID number 2. We could also test it on here on Remix. For example, we could say if we get the domain here address, we could say, for example, the token URI owner of the token number 2. Okay, it is 045, so the address of Vitalik. If we say total supply number 3, okay, because it is the token number, it has been minted 3 tokens, and of course, if we check here the URI of the token number 2, okay, it ends with the 4SQ, which is the this is the address that we had deployed previously. So we have reached the end of the video. I hope that it has allowed you to learn a lot about Eliza and about creating new plugins and also about minting new NFTs. If you have any questions, please drop a comment below, and thank you for watching this video, and see you on the next one.